The bill glitch. You are out on a first date. Dinner went well, conversation flowed, and then the check arrives. Suddenly it feels like a hostage negotiation. Do you split? Does one person pay? Do you both pretend to reach for the bill like actors in a bad improv show? That is the bill glitch. For decades, tradition said men should pay. Then came the equality movement with the split it down the middle approach. Now it is a minefield of unspoken rules. Some people test their partner's values by waiting to see what they will do. Others panic and just throw their card like it is a live grenade. Pop quiz. What percentage of daters still expect men to pay first? Answer: around 60%. Most people are still running on old school software. Relationship for thought. Should paying the bill be about tradition, teamwork, or just a test of generosity? If the meal cost $50 but the debate killed the entire vibe, who really paid the price? Ghosting. You meet someone. The chemistry is there. Texts fly back and forth like fireworks. Then suddenly there is nothing. Your messages go unanswered. No goodbye, no explanation. They just vanish like the end of a Netflix show that never got renewed. That is the ghosting glitch. People ghost because confrontation is uncomfortable, or they are juggling options, or they simply do not care enough to explain. But to the person ghosted, it feels like your entire existence got erased. Pop quiz. What percentage of people admit to ghosting? Answer: around 50%. Half the population are part-time magicians. Relationship for thought. Is ghosting cruel and cowardly, or is it just the cleanest breakup in a world of endless swipes? Would you rather someone ghost you or give you the classic, "It is not you, it is me"? Zombieing. Imagine this, they ghosted you months ago. You healed, moved on, maybe even started dating again. Then at 2 in the morning, your phone buzzes. Hey stranger. That is zombieing. The glitch where ghosts come back from the dead to see if you are still on the hook. Usually it is not love, it is boredom. They broke up with someone else, got lonely, or scrolled too far into old messages. Pop quiz. What is the most common zombie text? Answer: hey stranger? The anthem of the emotionally unavailable. Relationship for thought. If someone vanished once, should you ever give them a second chance? Or is zombieing proof that dating apps are cemeteries with push notifications? Talking stage limbo. The talking stage is supposed to be the warm-up round before dating. But sometimes it becomes permanent purgatory. You are texting daily, swapping memes, maybe even FaceTiming, but never actually meeting up. That is the talking stage glitch. It feels like you are building something, but weeks turn into months of wide loops. You are emotionally invested in a situationship that does not exist offline. Pop quiz. On average, how long does the talking stage last before a date? Answer: 2 to 3 weeks. Any longer and you are pen pals, not partners. Relationship for thought. Is the talking stage helpful for screening or just an excuse to avoid real connection? If you can talk forever but never meet, were you ever dating at all? The swipe glitch. You download Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, or whatever is trendy this month. You tell yourself, this time I will actually meet someone. Instead, you are swiping like you are at a casino. Ding. It is a match. Dopamine spikes. You are not addicted to love. You are addicted to the thrill of possibility. That is the swipe glitch. Apps are designed to keep you hooked, not help you settle down. One match leads to another swipe, then another. Before you know it, you have a deck of faces but no actual dates. Pop quiz. How many swipes does it take men to get one match on average? Answer: around 100. For women, it is closer to 10. Dating math is cruel. Relationship for thought. Did dating apps democratize romance or just gamify rejection? If love is a slot machine, who is really winning? Overthinking texts. They send hey. You stare at it like it is a riddle from the Da Vinci Code. Are they casual, flirty, angry? And why did they lowercase it? That is the overthinking glitch. Modern dating turned punctuation into a battlefield. K feels hostile. 3 dots feels dramatic. No emoji feels cold. Too many emojis feels unstable. Pop quiz. What is the most misinterpreted text of all time? Answer: K, the shortest breakup letter in history. Relationship for thought. If tone is impossible to read in text, why do we still decode them like CIA agents? Maybe the real love language is sending voice notes. The social media couple glitch. They post selfies daily, write "my soulmate" in captions, and choreograph TikTok dances. Behind the scenes, they argue like wrestlers. That is the social media couple glitch. Studies show that couples who overshare online often do it to cover up insecurities. It is less about "look how in love we are" and more about "please do not look too closely." Pop quiz. Couples who overshare online are more likely to be what? Answer: insecure. Research says so. Relationship for thought. Is posting your love a flex, a celebration, or just performance art? If love is real, do you need likes to prove it? The age gap debate. He is 45, she is 22. They call it love. The internet calls it grooming. That is the age gap glitch. Some argue age is just a number if both are adults. Others say big gaps mean power imbalance, maturity mismatch, and dad vibes. It is one of the most polarizing debates in dating. Pop quiz. What is the most common age gap in U.S. couples? Answer: 2 to 3 years, not 20. Relationship for thought. Is age gap romance timeless love or just a midlife crisis in disguise? Where is the line between preference and red flag? Love bombing. It is date 2, and they are showering you with flowers, gifts, and "you are my soulmate" speeches. Feels like a fairy tale. Fast forward 3 months, and they have either cooled off completely or turned controlling. That is the love bomb glitch. It is not romance. It is emotional spam mail. Pop quiz. Which dating app term describes overwhelming someone with affection? Answer: love bombing. Straight from the red flag dictionary. Relationship for thought. If love bombing feels amazing at first, does that make it romantic or manipulative? How do you tell the difference before you are in too deep? Too deep. The exclusivity glitch. You are not officially dating, but they do not want you seeing anyone else. That is the exclusivity glitch. It is the gray zone between casual and committed. No labels, but plenty of arguments that sound suspiciously like marriage counseling. Pop quiz. What percentage of couples argue about exclusivity within 3 months? Answer: around 40%. Relationship for thought. If commitment is so scary, why do we still act exclusive before it is official? Is this protection or selfishness? The green text curse iPhone users versus Android users. Blue bubbles versus green bubbles. That is the green text glitch. It sounds silly, but people actually filter partners over messaging software. They say it ruins the vibe. Really? $1,000 phone is not enough. You need bubble aesthetics too? Pop quiz. Which phone system shows green bubbles in iMessage? Answer: Android. Sorry, Android users. Relationship for thought. If bubble color is a deal breaker, are we really dating humans or just operating systems? The Instagram crush glitch. You do not actually like them, you like their feed. That is the Instagram crush glitch. Perfect selfies, exotic vacations, gym updates, motivational quotes. You are in love with the highlight reel, not the human. Meet them in real life and discover they live on instant noodles and bad lighting. Pop quiz. What percentage of daters admit to stalking crushes on social media first? Answer: over 80%. Basically everyone. Relationship for thought. If we are all dating highlight reels, is real love just disappointment in HD? The open relationship debate. They want polyamory, you want Netflix monogamy. Suddenly you are in a TED Talk debate on human evolution. That is the open relationship glitch. Some call it freedom. Others call it cheating with extra paperwork. Gen Z is more open to it than any previous generation, but the jury is still out. Pop quiz. What percentage of Gen Z are open to non-monogamy? Answer: around 40%. Relationship for thought. Are open relationships the future of love or commitment phobia with better branding? The profile gap. Their bio says 6 feet tall, loves hiking, loves dogs. In reality, they are 5'8", hate hiking, and are allergic to dogs. That is the profile gap glitch. Everyone edits the truth online. Some exaggerate careers, some tweak photos, some conveniently forget the divorce part. Pop quiz. What is the most common lie in dating bios? Answer: height. Every man is magically 6 feet online. Relationship for thought. If everyone edits reality, is online dating just catfishing with filters? The future discount glitch. They say, I will settle down later. I will save money next year. That is the future discount glitch. It happens when we undervalue the future compared to the present. That is why people ditch great partners for short-term thrills, or overspend now instead of saving for a wedding later. Pop quiz. What is the official term for this bias? Answer: hyperbolic discounting. Your brain is the worst financial advisor. Relationship for thought. If our brains constantly devalue the future, how do relationships survive when temptation is always one swipe away? The marriage decline. Glitch marriage rates are dropping worldwide. Some say it is freedom, others say it is society collapsing. That is the marriage glitch. People argue marriage is outdated. Why marry when you can just live together? Others still see it as the ultimate sign of love. Either way, it is one of the most controversial glitches of all. Pop quiz. Marriage rates in the US are at their lowest since what year? Answer: 1867. The Civil War era. Relationship for thought. Is marriage evolving into something new, or are we witnessing the permanent end of happily ever after? Relationships glitch constantly. Ghosting, zombieing, social media flexing, age gap debates, love bombing, green text wars, marriage decline. Each one is proof that love runs on buggy code. If you could delete one glitch forever, which would it be? Ghosting? Talking stage limbo? The bill debate? Drop your pick in the comments and share your wildest relationship glitch story. Because love is not broken. It is just running beta software.